Hi everyone! Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day today. And okay, cool. So that's working. That's working too. Okay, so mic is working, Spotify's working. All of that good stuff. And then I don't know why YouTube chat isn't working. But yo, that's awesome. Yo, valid. Yo, hi Nas. Hiya. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming Rumble tonight, but I wanted to stream this a little bit earlier. But finally jumped on. Finally jumped back on. Yeah, but how are all y'all doing tonight? Sorry, I was texting a friend really quick. Yeah. Not saying about the Venom twerk. The Venom twerk. Oh my gosh. Listen, I am low key kind of tired right now. I had an 8-hour shift tonight, but I still wanted to stream because normally I do stream on Mondays and I do a little bit earlier, but I just didn't get the chance. I mean I should be. I do actually work tomorrow. But listen. It's good old end of the season, you know? I mean, I think technically we still have tomorrow. Cuz I don't have Dragon Shadow yet, but I have the means to get him, but I want to wait for the shards to see if I can use as little character shards as possible. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get Goth Amy, but there's at least like 2 skins I'm considering getting that I can get. Yeah, that's the only one I need left, but I have the means to get it. But we'll see. Sorry about inviting you off stream. A few friends were on at the same time. I just went in a line. Oh yeah, no, you're good. So sometimes I'll go on and just like check it while I'm at work, just to see if I forgot to do anything. Yo, nice hush, nice. Yeah, I've been playing Rumble at various times of the day. Gotcha. Can you see the crystal tails? I don't even know if I have crystal tails, to be honest. I feel like I might. Yo, Nas, which character do you want me to use today? It is ranked isn't on today, so I'm gonna be swapping characters left, right, and center all over the place today. Because I don't have to worry about score. I've been trying to get back into Master Emerald rank. I have like 1 star left, but every single one of the weeks since I've started work, I just have not been able to have enough time to do it. Though, to be fair, I might also end up spending money on the next season pass, depending on what they do. The funny thing is, Nas, Vector actually was one of my least favorite characters for a bit of time. I don't know if he still necessarily is. But yeah, I can do Vector. Okay, I have a reasoning, right? I don't like when Sega tries to shoehorn characters into places just to put them into things. Like, it's why I don't like Zavok. Because Zavok as a character, I have no gripe with. Like, as a general concept, it's like, okay, Zavok's fine. But I feel like they just kind of try to shoehorn him into everything. LMAO. So, okay. So, the reason for Vector is because they have... So, there was a time, for whatever reason, they were like, okay, we need a third member for Team Rose. We don't want to use Big the Cat because Big the Cat's not a very serious character and blah, 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 whatever. So Sonic Freeriders, they were like, well, what character would make the most sense to be a power character for Team Rose? You know, they could have gone with Rouge. They could have gone with Vanilla. Like, Vanilla would have been fun to make playable as a power character. That would have been cool. You know? Who do they choose? They choose Vector. Why? Like, so that's already weird enough. And then, on top of that, Team Sonic Racing comes out. It's like, okay, so we're gonna have Blaze and Silver, and they're gonna have their own team. It's like, okay, well, who's gonna be the third member? Because teams usually have 3 members. Vector. Why? Why though? Like, Vector already has a team, and what are you gonna call it? You're gonna call it Team Vector. Why? Literally, there is so much personality in that team with Blaze and Silver. You could have added Mephiles. You could have added Marine. You could have added so many characters, and you shoehorn Vector in it. Why? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Also, thank you for the meow hush. Meow. Listen. I meowed like so much during work today. I was literally meowing songs. That's not even a joke. But why blame Vector? Blame Sega for not bringing Espio and Charmy? I mean, here's the thing though. You're not wrong. It's not that I'm blaming Vector. It's that I don't like that they were shoehorning him into it. And it just actively made me not like the character for a while. Oh yeah, also Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom's another one where they just randomly shoehorned him in. And like, listen, like Silver didn't get into Sonic Boom. Blaze. There are so many characters that didn't get into Sonic Boom. And like, I like him with Espio and Charmy. But, you know, I just don't like when they shoehorn him into places just to put him in. So Silver's Bugman says, also I got the premiere code, or the premiere pass with your code, of course, and now I got the Blaze skin. Yo, nice, thanks for using my code. Thank you. In my opinion, Blaze and Silver should be on their own team. Exactly, that's what they did in Crossworlds. So, like, why not? Hi, Shiro, how you doing today? I do have Sonic Racing Crossworlds as well, by the way. I don't have the DLC yet, but... Vector on his own is Vector in his trio, you've made perfection. See, exactly. Like, when Vector is with Espio and Charmy, I like Vector. When it is Vector just shoehorned into something, or just by himself, it's just kind of like, eh. Like, it's fine. Also, we do have both the original Vector skin and the Ringmaster skin. If you want, I can use original. I just figured you'd probably want me to choose the Ringmaster because he kind of funny. You want the OG? Okay. Sounds good. Oh, it's a good thing I checked. See, this is how you can tell. I have, like, never played Vector. That's the exact way you can tell. I have nothing on this man. See, listen, if they gave him a bubblegum emote, if they gave Vector a bubblegum emote, bro, what are you looking at? What are you staring at? You're just staring off into this. Okay, bro. All right, sure. I mean, hey, at least he has his chin up. Hi, Jen. Doing okay? How are you? I'm doing pretty great. Just had work today. Worked good 8 hours. Working a little bit more tomorrow. You excited that the new season of Rumble will begin this week? Yo, I'm so ready for Styx the Badger. I'm so set for it. Hi, Starry. What's up? Yeah, I know. I said the J word. I said the J. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have put a content warning before I said job. Hi, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Last Wednesday during Rock Band Wednesday, Herb just kept meowing during songs. Lol. Yeah, honestly, it is the biggest surprise that they have not given us Omega, because I feel like that has been the feedback so far. The feedback has been, where is Omega? Like, are we just gonna find, like, Omega rusted in a ditch somewhere? Oh yeah, of course, Bugman. I can absolutely give you an invite. Sorry, I think I got into like a vector rant, and my vector fueled rage went off, and then I forgot I needed to invite you. It's strange because Omega is in Team Dark and there is everyone else in Team Dark. Yeah, honestly, and they've been putting so many obscure characters in that it just feels weird that we don't have Omega. Because Omega's not even that obscure of a character. I mean, personally, I would like to see Gamma, but I like Gamma more than Omega. But I feel like at this point we should have seen Gamma. Or, sorry, Omega. It's just, it's very odd. You spoke to another streamer, they said some excuse, but didn't think they were telling the truth. You said Care Bears can't be in the games with guns. I mean, but like we're not talking about like Call of Duty guns though. We're talking about like an arm cannon. But also like Omega doesn't actively need to have guns for his design. Like Gamma has the gun. But like Omega unless he's doing an emote, he's just got the hands. And he's got the barrel arms, you know? It would kind of be like saying like DK can't be in a game because he uses a gun. You know, he uses a coconut gun. But like he doesn't always have the coconut gun out, you know? Oh, listen. Omega is basically if Gamma got jacked at the gym and decided to conceal his carry. That's what Omega is. Tell me I'm wrong. Dude, Crush Slash should not be that powerful. It's insane. Ah! Valid, valid. Honestly, Nos, I really thought that you had gone to bed, so I was surprised to see you jump on the stream. You think it'd be cool for somebody to do like a streamer tournament? I mean, it would be cool. I just don't know. I just don't know if anybody would be able to set it up. See, the problem is getting 32 people's schedules aligned and not having a single person that just like ends up having to bow out at some point is such a hard thing to do. Like, the collab thing, on paper, the collab thing is amazing. But when trying to get a full lobby of creators or streamers with, like, the same schedule is honestly insane. It is insane to do. I'd love it, but I don't think I have that power. You meant like one big game? I mean, it's still kind of a very similar thing. I think because I was in a collab with a few creators, but I don't know if they ever edited or posted it, because after we did that, I don't think I really heard back from them. But they said it might take a while to edit, so I was like, you know what, that's fair. That was a while ago. That was seasons ago. And I don't know if they ever posted it or not. I think I did pretty well in those games, though. I think one of them I won, too. The streams make me happy. I wouldn't want to miss out on at least some of them. Y'all, thank you. Thank you, Nas. Very, very kind of you. Also, did I ever tell you about the game show thing I brainstormed? You did. You did. I think you said about like a Sonic music game show. Kind of reminded me of that one like Spotify game show, but for like Sonic music. At least I think so. I mean, not that you'd be going up against like Spotify AI, but no, you're good. You're good. Oh, yeah, right. I need to invite Silver Bug Band. There we go. And then, let's see. Let's play as Clown Eggman, because why not? Gosh, he's so goofy. Look at this man. Yo, thank you, thank you. I mean, I don't feel like one of the brightest people. Maybe like emotionally. Knowledge-wise. Maybe I'm just tough on myself, though, you know? Like, full lobby would be horrible, but I mean, like, 5 to 10 creators would be pretty cool. Yeah. I do know my Sonic music pretty well. I feel like somehow that would be the one day when all my brain, like, my brain just is fried. And I will somehow get none of the Sonic music. And you will be like, bro, that was literally Station Square. Like, girl, how did you mess up Station Square? I'll be like, I don't know. Hi, Lupinix. Hiya, hiya. Welcome, welcome. Whee! Yeah, but I'm always down to talk about Sonic music stuff. Yo, did you make it any farther in your tier list video, by the way? Because I know you've been cooking that for a little bit. I mean, I'm sure that's probably going to be one of those where it's like you take it off the back burner every once in a while. You're like, okay, you know, just gotta make sure I grind this out, because like 87 soundtracks to talk about. Like that's gonna be like a movie-sized video. Like that's gotta be. Just ran out a movie theater and watch Nosquick's latest upload. Full movie series length? Oh my goodness, you're just gonna make like a Star Wars length video. It's just gonna be like, yeah, and this is when I turned into Darth Vader, because I'm on the top 15, and I've done this for several hours. It's probably gonna be 5 hours long. Oh my goodness. There's really just gotta be a point where you're like, and in this amount of time, you could have watched this amount of movies or whatever, you know? You could have watched like this amount of the trilogies of Star Wars. Be wild. See, you could say the MCU, but the problem is the MCU movies are a lot longer. And there's so many of them. Yo, hi Art. Hiya, hiya. How you doing tonight? Nosquick will return in Avengers Doomsday. Yo, finally. Finally, somebody that can actually defeat Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. Just started your day? Yo, what time is it for you, though? For me, it's 8 p.m. Mentally 8 a.m. Yo, valid. Do you just have like a late night job? When will Jen make her MCU debut? Listen. I wouldn't have minded being in Brand New Day, but I never got the call, so they couldn't afford me. They just couldn't afford me. That's the real problem, you know? I'm sorry, Marvel. I can't be humble about it, you know? They came to my door and they said, "Hey, when are you going to join the MCU?" And I'm going to say, "You don't have the money." They were like, "You know what? You're right." Your schedule's just different? Ah, gotcha. I mean, hey, that's fair. Listen, that is what I'm definitely learning about working at a car wash. But to be fair, most retail is just kind of all over the place. I'm just glad I don't have to do fast food, because some of those places it's like, oh yeah, they're open till like 4 a.m. It's like, oh god. You know, I don't have the mental capacity to deal with a customer at 4 a.m. Like, I'm sorry. Especially with like no sleep. Like, nah. Mm-mm. I respect the people that can, though. If could I have any superpower, what would it be? Ooh. I mean, see, I always think about, like, the different drawbacks. Because, like, listen, I could say super speed, but the problem is I have severe motion sickness, and the idea of me with super speed plus motion sickness... Listen, I'm a be running and vomiting at the same time, and nobody wants that, especially me. I'd say, like, if I could get rid of the drawback, maybe super speed. Because then also I'd be able to, like, think at super speed, too. But at the same time, having ADHD while being able to think at super speed would also be kind of a nightmare. So, again, more drawbacks. I would say... I would love the idea of teleportation. I think, though, the thing about teleportation that always has made me nervous, if you try to teleport, and you would teleport inside a building, would the teleportation take you to the most available free spot? Or would you just, like, teleport into the matter of the object? Right? Like, if I'm teleporting, and there's just a person that so happens to walk by the exact spot that I'm teleporting to, am I gonna morph with that person? Like, am I just gonna teleport inside of them, and there's gonna be this eldritch horror? I don't know. I don't know. And I don't like that thought. I hate that thought. But it's a thought I have to think about if I want teleportation. You know? Like... Because that's the thing that people don't think about. They don't think about the drawbacks when it comes to superpowers. Because they don't think about, like, the stuff, like, with Flash, like, everybody's like, oh, I would love to be the Flash. The Flash's speed, being able to run all over the place. It's like, that's great. You know how many calories that man has to eat to not pass out? To be able to run that much, he has to eat several thousand calories, like, constantly. He has to be shoveling tacos into his face canonically. And on top of that, if you want to be the Flash, listen, you have to reconcile the fact that it's not going to be Barry's mother that's murdered in cold blood and Barry's dad that's going to prison. It's going to be your mom that's murdered in cold blood and your dad who's going to get accused of it and go to prison. You want to be the Flash, you get everything that the Flash gets. You want to be Batman? No, you don't, because you get the backstory along with it too. That's all I'm saying. Like, people think about the powers, they think about all that good stuff. They're like, oh yeah, I'd love to be Spider-Man, you know, just whipping around. Oh really? What about when he loses his powers and falls to the ground and hits it? Now imagine, favorite uncle that you have. That's who starts off your journey. You have to be responsible for the death of your uncle. You know, like, do you really want that responsibility? Do you really want that burden? Superheroes always come with a tragedy. It comes with a cost. Like to imagine is crazy. Yeah. You'd like to imagine they'd be ripped apart. Oh my goodness. For the teleportation. See, this is why it's a bad thing to leave me with my thoughts for too long. I overthink everything. Yo! Hi, Clever. What's up? How you doing? But yeah, those... Listen, if we get rid of the idea of drawbacks, teleportation and super speed are my two. Hi, Alexander, who says, I'm curious to know what modern-day hero doesn't have a tragedy. Ooh. Ooh, that is a good question. See, I'm trying to go through, because there's so many. Because, like, listen. Like, you say Iron Man, and it's like, he had a bomb blow up in his chest. And then he was kidnapped. That's how he became a hero. That's usually... Because usually a hero doesn't just wake up and become a hero. Like, I mean, I guess Sonic kind of fits that. Because Sonic doesn't become a hero because of tragedy. He becomes a hero because of what he feels is right. But it kind of depends. Because you could also argue Mega Man. But if we're talking, like, strictly, like, DC and Marvel, it's very difficult. Because, like, Black Panther literally becomes Black Panther because he watches his father get blown up. You know? And then Shuri becomes Black Panther because her brother dies. So, like... There's usually some sort of, like, catalyst for a hero becoming a hero. Modern as in, like, 90s to now. Ooh. See, that's a tough question. Because, like, you can't say Harley Quinn, because I think Harley Quinn would fit that timeline. But she starts off as a villain and only becomes a hero because of how horrible the Joker is, and she breaks out of the mold of the Joker and becomes her own person. And, like, re-identifies herself. Who's my favorite Marvel hero and DC hero / villain? Favorite Marvel hero, I know it's basic to say, probably Iron Man. Iron Man and Spider-Man are my two favorite Marvel heroes. Again, I know it's basic. DC, I would say Batman and Flash. Again, probably fairly basic. But I do also love Dreamer. Dreamer's an Arrowverse-specific character, but I love her story, and the fact that she's also trans is fantastic. Villain-wise? Okay, I also will say, it depends. It depends on if you still count Loki as a hero or villain. But Loki, I could honestly give for both of them. Yeah, honestly, Squirrel Girl's a good answer for one that doesn't have a tragic backstory. Yeah, I feel like that would have to be the answer. Because, like, I guess Fantastic Four doesn't necessarily have a tragic backstory. They just kind of have an accident that happens. Like, unless you're talking about The Thing. Like, The Thing is definitely, like, a tragic kind of situation. But I feel like Human Torch doesn't really have that, like, catalyst of, like, this is a tragedy. He's just kind of like, yo, that's awesome. But also, like, he's not necessarily modern, considering he was, like, one of the first Marvel superheroes. So... But yeah, I would say Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is probably that type of character. Luna Snow would be another. I think she just gets her powers from, like, as she's, like, doing a K-pop concert or something. I think that's literally it. And she's just like, hey, I have these powers, I might as well become a hero. Like, frick it. Dazzler probably fits in that same mold, too. But Luna Snow is kind of like the modern-day version of Dazzler. Which now everybody's been so obsessed with, like, oh my gosh, Dazzler's coming to the MCU played by Taylor Swift. I'm like, listen, that would be cool, but come on. Do y'all really think Taylor Swift is going to join the MCU? Girl is busy, but I don't think she's going to want to slap MCU on her plate, you know? Respect if she does, but... feel like it's kind of the same of saying, like, Sabrina Carpenter, you know? Like, they could, but would they? If only they could afford you, yo, for Dazzler. I mean, my singing voice isn't too bad. Alexander says, I wouldn't mind her, but she's got to be able to act. I feel like Taylor Swift probably could, because she does the music videos. I feel like she'd be passionate enough. The thing is, though, like, I don't know if she would want to, though. Yeah, I mean, it also depends on, like, where you become a pop star, too, because a lot of pop stars come from, like, Disney. Yeah, that's my first thought, is she probably just doesn't have the time. Because also, you're not signing on to just one project and one movie. You're hypothetically signing on to, like, a multiple, like, film deal. And that's where it becomes, like, very, very tricky for, like, somebody like Taylor Swift to be able to join. Because you know she's got so many different tours that she does and she trains for them. But listen, like, Pink would be a singer that would be fire for the MCU. Cause like all the stunts that she could do. But again, probably wouldn't. But yeah, like Pink, listen, if they actually had Pink be Dazzler, I would be down. Cause like have Dazzler be like a super like acrobatic type of character and you're down. She voiced in Happy Feet? What do you mean Pink was in Happy Feet? That's wild. Yeah, I have to go back and watch Happy Feet at some point. There was some point where somebody was like, did you know about, like, the inappropriate thing in Happy Feet? And I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? I'm like, it's freaking Happy Feet. What are you talking about? I'm like, bro. I don't understand. You despise Happy Feet? See, what's wrong with Happy Feet? What's wrong with it? It's just penguins dancing. You know? Pink voice Gloria? Gotcha. See, I forgot there was even a character in Happy Feet named Gloria, and I just went to Madagascar. Yeah. Okay, real talk though, with all the movies that are being brought back, I'm so surprised that we have not gotten like a Madagascar revival. Like, we're getting Shrek 5. You know, I would have thought we would have seen Madagascar 4 by now. I mean, granted, Shrek is way more popular, but... I mean, to be fair, the last time I saw Happy Feet, I was a child. So... maybe it's just nostalgia talking. And maybe I'll rewatch Happy Feet and be like, oh, this is terrible. Like, it's very possible. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Listen. If anything, though, as long as we can agree that Norm the North is a weird movie. And if you're like, what's Norm the North? Then you're lucky. You're so lucky. Because it was a movie about a polar bear. But the amount of times that they're like, the humor is basically, I'm a pea somewhere, and it's like, what? I think at one point they like, Norm went to like pee in like a fish tank with live fish in it, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? I don't like it. So yeah, don't watch Norm the North. It's weird. Higher toss? No, we're talking about the Penguin movie Happy Feet. We're not talking about feet. We're talking about Happy Feet. It's a movie about penguins. It's about penguins. Isn't that a Christmas movie? I think it is. It's about a polar bear. And there's just a lot of pee jokes. That's all I remember about that movie. We only made it about like halfway through. Yeah. Oh yeah, also Nash, you can say hell on the channel, by the way. That is one that I do allow. Yo, thank you for the raid. Yo, thank you. Hi, I'm sorry if I say your name wrong, but hi to Mermayamer. I hope I said that right. But thank you. What game were you streaming? Listen, we were just talking about animated movies. We just talking about the Penguin movie Happy Feet and Norm the North. Listen, there are some great animated movies like Over the Hedge. Chef's Kiss. Not enough people talk about Over the Hedge. We need to bring it back. We need to get the studio's attention and just be like, where's the sequel? The fact that it never got a sequel is like criminal to me. It had a video game too. It's literally your favorite? Yo, valid. Open Season's another great one. There was a while where I would confuse Open Season and Over the Hedge for some reason. And I'd be so excited and I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd look at Open Season and just be like, oh, right. No, I meant to say Over the Hedge. But listen, Open Season is still a great movie too. It was going to get a sequel, but Verne's voice actor passed away. Oh. You know what? That's fair. That's unfortunate though that Vern's voice actor passed. Cuz that would have been such a fun movie to get a sequel for. But you know what? I respect the reason. That's a very respectable reason. Oh, Happy Feet, the thing I remember about that movie is Raymond, and only because in Latin America Spanish has a Caribbean accent. That's wild that, like, only in one region they're like, you know what? This character's good, but he's lacking a Caribbean accent. And they only did it for Spanish. That's actually wild. Oh, it would have been so heat. Like, listen, like, if Disney and Pixar were absolutely atrocious with most movie sequels, DreamWorks was kind of the opposite. Like, they could cook a good sequel. Low-key, I don't even remember what happens in Madagascar 2. Is that the one where they go to Africa, or is that this? No, because the circus one is the third one, right? It is the Africa one? Listen, I need to rewatch those. They did 2 with King Julian. He speaks with Caribbean accent too. That's wild. That's actually wild. King Julian with a Caribbean accent sounds incredible, though. Like, listen, I don't understand Spanish, but I would just love to see a Caribbean accent coming out of that king's mouth. Like, peak. It's insane. Wait, why are we saying physically fit? Did I miss something? You only know the song in Spanish? Yo, fair. I jumped in the one hole. The only hole that was in the map is the one I jumped into. Alrighty. You got to move it, move it. You've got to move it, move it. You've got to move it. God dang. Y'all have got me wanting to watch Madagascar. I'm gonna be staying up late. My boss is gonna be like, Jen, why haven't you left the house? Like, I'm here to pick you up for work. I'm gonna be like, oh, I stayed up late watching Madagascar. Like, most people have the excuse of like, oh, you know, I was up all night partying. You know, I feel kind of sick, whatever. I'm like, oh, I was up all night watching the Madagascar trilogy. Got a bit of a headache, you know. I turned up King Julian too loud. Is that what it is in English? Yes. Yeah, it's, I like to move it. I should have realized that's the song that you were doing, too, because that's, like, the song for Madagascar. Yeah, the video game for Madagascar wasn't too bad, either. It's actually kind of a wild time. See, that's videos I need to edit, because I do actually have videos for that game. Do I like silver unsalted or salted? I'd say salted. Also, listen, I did see... Why do I keep saying listen? I apologize. I don't know why I think I'm a professor today. But Bugman, I did see the artwork. It did look incredible. Who did you say made that, by the way? You just remembered Madagascar had a game? I don't know if the sequel or the third one had a game or not, but that first one did, and it was pretty fun. Yo, hey Cal, what's up? What's up? Yeah, because I would love to use that silver art as an emote, but I would want to get permission. The Skies, what's up? Mods ban him. Mods ban him. Take him out back. Take him out back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. LMAO. All of them did, and you played all of them? Ooh. Ooh. What's the second and third games like? You don't have a digital tablet. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so did you like draw it and then they kind of like polished it up? Kind of a thing? As long as you make it a mission YouTube emote, you have my full permission. Yo, valid. Thank you. Listen, I'll have to... Why do I keep saying listen? Why is that my new thing? Oh my god. I have to look into seeing how to add YouTube emotes, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But yeah, I'll make sure to add that first. Oh, they just made it digital. Gotcha. You did lock in hard for that one. My gosh, it looks incredible. The second one is the most nostalgic game of all time for you. And the third one is surprisingly open. The third one's open world? No, there's no way. There's no way you just told me there's an open world Madagascar game. Nah, that's wild. That's actually wild. They're really open sandboxes with really good graphics from what you remember. Yo, we're still talking about Madagascar, right? Yo, I mean, okay. To be fair, the B movie had a video game that started off kind of like GTA. So, and yes, I do mean the GTA that is Grand Theft Auto. And if you don't listen, I said it again. I'm so sorry. If you don't believe me, I do actually have a video on the YouTube side. We did an Will I Regret This Tomorrow on it. Where we just played shovelware games and determined if they were hidden gems or if we regret it. At this point, we listen and don't judge. Lol. Did you see the thing I posted? I found the original Silver Bug Man. Nice, nice. I'm gonna look for Madagascar 3 game because I can't believe it's Sandbox. Yeah, that's wild. Was it on any Nintendo consoles? Because I gotta look these up now. I gotta try to get these for Nintendo. Because if it's just like PlayStation, like, are you telling me I gotta get like a PlayStation 3 to play Madagascar? No, it was PlayStation 3. Dang. Dang. Aw. Oh, I hate when I'm right. That doesn't stop it from potentially being on Nintendo, though. Licensed games weren't all that crazy. You know, it's not like it's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's Madagascar 3 with ray tracing. I'm gonna look it up really quick. See if I'm lying about how open it is. Yo, fair. That is crazy, though. See, I love those, like, movie license games because some of them are actually just, like, so bad, it's funny. Like, you could tell they were just like, you know what, just shove whatever out there. It'll be fine as long as, like, some sucker buys it. But then when they're good, it's like, yo. Like Battle for Bikini Bottom. Peak. SpongeBob does have some good license games. It has some very bad ones, too, though. Oh, you know what? That's what I need to get. I need to get, Cosmic Shake. Yo, and the Flying Dutchman game. I completely forgot about those. Yo, I'm over here thinking, what games do I need to catch up on getting? And now I'm remembering there's all these like SpongeBob games. Yo, who would be up for me like just doing like some SpongeBob streams? SpongeBob game streams. You weren't lying? Yo, I'm down. So, Jen, I know everything about the Sonic Fortnite update now. Ooh, let me know. Let me know. I downloaded it, but I haven't opened it. But yeah, I still want to play Cosmic Shake first before the new one. And I was trying to think. I'm like, do I want to like let's play it? Because I did Rehydrated. Battle for Bikini Bottom stream when? I mean, listen, I did again. I did again. I don't know why. I don't know why that's my thing. But yeah, I did do a full 100% Let's Play of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on YouTube. If you do if you do want to check it out. That's not me saying I wouldn't stream it again. Can we get a listen? LMAO. I have these phases where I just say like the same word constantly, and I try to break myself out of those moments. God. The urge to just keep saying it. It's like when we all went through the phase of just saying like for everything. You have that with the word Shungus? There's no way that Chungus comes up that often, though. There's no way that you're naturally bringing out the word Chungus in conversation. That's actually wild. Like... something crazy happens and you're just like, Chungus! That's so Chungus, bro! It's your reaction to everything. Alright. I'll believe you for now. Yo, the Madagascar game had a minimap? That's crazy. Was it only on PlayStation, or was it on other things? You had such a nice dinner, and your reply with wholesome Chungus. No, nah. No, you don't. No, there's no way. There's no way. Wholesome Chungus. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. That's wild. Or not know how to respond to just say Chungus. LMAO. You're friends with Monster Girls 05? Do I know Monster Girls? Were they in one of the games, or... Oh yeah, everybody forgets about the person named Sonic Number and Gunnar. I forget what the person's YouTube name is, but they came into one of the streams. Oh yeah, absolutely. I can have you join. I wasn't sure if you left or if you got DC'd, and I'm sorry, I forgot to ask. That's my bad. You have that with the word brain rat skibbity riddler. Hear me out. I haven't heard a bunch of different words. LMAO. It was actually real. My friends and I are legit brain dead. Lol. I mean, it's a little bit hard to believe, just because it doesn't seem like a word that would just naturally come out in conversation that often. Like, I can see the whole thing of people constantly going groovy back in like the 70s or whatever. Because at least I can... It's cheesy. It's cheesy, but there's at least a little bit of that like old like retro sauce to the word. Where I'm like, okay, not that bad. I don't think Chungus has that same energy. That's why it just makes it so much harder for me to believe. You know? It would be kind of like if you like replied like Gosling to things. Somebody was like, "Oh, how was your date?" "Oh, it was pretty good." Gosling. You know, you just be like, "What?" "How was your date?" "Good." Chungus. Like, I just don't see it. I just don't. Listen, it could be true. Well, I have a friend who told us he used to play with a guy who couldn't swear, so we'd say otter. And that friend ended up with that nickname. That's actually incredible, though. I would not mind having that as like a nickname. And that being the backstory of it is fantastic. That's like a wedding story right there. That's so Chungus, bro. Have you seen the new Fortnite update? Yo, I have, bro. It's so chungus. Like, bro, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just, I'm trying to catch the vibe, and I'm just not hitting that same vibe. You say it like, that's pretty chungus. Okay, I can see that a little bit more. You came back to chungus with a brand new meaning. I mean, what words do we all say that, like, nobody would expect? Because I feel like we all have some sort of, like, weird phrase or weird saying that people just actively usually don't hear, that would just kind of, like, bat an eye at. I feel like we all have something. You always say indeed? Okay, do you just say it like, do you say it naturally, like indeed, or do you say it with power? Are you like, indeed? Somebody's like, that's quite the mystery, and you just go, indeed. You sent proof on Discord? Okay, I'll have to check. Whoa, Bugman, what the heck? I don't think that's the word you meant to say. I don't know why we're bringing that person into your comments. Yo, Alexander, thank you so much for the sub. Hey, let's go. Thank you, thank you. It's very kind of you. See, this is where I bring up the sub goal of the maid dress, and everybody goes, "What?" I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling that's not what you meant to put. I don't understand how you got that typo. I don't know what that message was supposed to say. But I don't think that's what you meant for it to say. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Yo, that Amy skin though. I won't talk about that comment. If you don't talk about it. Hey, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. At least knowing that it was an accident makes it better. Yeah, nah, you're good. You're good. No, I did not want to almost close the game. No, thank you. I want to keep playing the game. All right. Invite Bugman. Ba-ba. More than a word, it's an expression. Sometimes I say yippee more often than I'd like. Yippie's fun, though. You just go like, yippee! That sounds like a Mario Party clip. I think Luigi used to, in the N64 ones, he used to go, yippee! I got it! Now that sounded more like Peach. In the image of proof, you see me using another one of our Brain Dead Zero meaning words. We use being goo goo gaga. See, goo goo gaga though. Yeah, no, that does still seem nonsense. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I don't know. Wait, it's just you saying Chungus with a question mark. Was that supposed to be replaced with like what? Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. Okay. I mean, hey, you know what? Fair enough. You passed the lie detector test. See, now you can't deny it in court, though. Like, if a judge asks you, do you say Chungus in chat? Do you say Chungus with your friends? You can't be like, nah, big dog judge. Judge Big Dog, nah. I don't say Chungus, Judge Big Dog, and he's gonna be like, I got the receipts. I got the receipts right here. I watch JenSpins. I know what's going on. Question, what Sonic character would you like to be? See, there's two answers I could give you. I could give the wholesome favorite character answer of, like, I would be Blaze because she's so, you know, she's so chill and so cool and she's got fire powers and, like, I feel that sometimes, you know, that's stoic. But I could also give you the honest answer, which is Rouge. And I think we all know why. We all know why. Stop. Listen. I have my reasons for transitioning into a woman. You know? And, you know, if I could, you know, be even remotely like Rouge. Just saying. Rouge is a great reason. I just gotta be honest with myself and with everybody else, like. Because there's so many cool Sonic characters, but I feel like there's also so many that are like, I could see people answering, but it would be such a bad answer. Like, for example, Shadow the Hedgehog, and you might be like, wait. What do you mean Shadow is a bad answer? It's the same reason why Batman is a bad answer. You don't just get to be the character with their powers. If you are removing the backstory and it's just being the character with their abilities, then sure, Shadow is a fantastic answer. But if you keep the Maria stuff, if you keep the fact that he has to deal with Black Doom being his father, then no. It would be such a bad answer to say that you want to be Shadow. Also, I did see Metal Sonic, which is an interesting answer. But you'd also just be constantly destroyed and ripped apart as Metal Sonic. I feel like Metal Sonic has a rougher life than we actually give him credit for. He's always so angry. You're nosy as heck. You want to know, but you want to. But I know I anti getting an answer. Yours would be silver for obvious reasons and non-obvious reasons. I hate already carrying people with some burden, so why not add more? LMAO. You want to be Eggman? Okay. Is it for the aura? The big theme song aura? You just want to walk into the room and the Eggman theme starts playing and you're like, yeah, I'm that guy. You know, you're like, I got the master plan. I got this. I mean, if that is your goals, then I guess you do. You do have a very very good reason for wanting to be Eggman. Yeah, we've all seen him aura farm on the egg carrier, and it took the beginning of Sonic Adventure before you even start the game for Eggman to start aura farming. Though the fact that he can aura farm that hard on the egg carrier and still not have as much aura as when Perfect Chaos forms and shrieks into the sky. Like, Perfect Chaos had that aura. He had that aura. It was incredible. Yo, just snagging third. Yo, let's go. Let's go. Although I choose Metal Sonic, I think he'd be more like Mimic without being evil. Gotcha. Okay. See, I feel like another fun answer would be Mephiles, but it would also be such a bad answer too, because then you wouldn't exist. Mimic was IDW. It's been a hot minute since I've read it, so I don't know if I actually got to the point where they like fully go over his backstory or not. Froggy. LMAO. Memphis, Tennessee getting forgotten. Yo, thank you for the hydrate. What the heck? Dude, why was there hair in my water? This is the new water. Why is there hair in it? What the heck? Oh my goodness. I need new water. Oh my goodness. Okay. That was surprising. That was surprising because that is my new water. My apologies. but thank you for the hydrate. Oh my goodness. That was shocking. Why did no one say Zavok? I mean, I think you know why. I think you know why. No one said Zavok. You wanted to say life is good if you're Froggy? You're not wrong. You crashed too much, probably gonna not play for the rest of the stream. Might be off for a little bit. Hey, that's okay. No worries, no worries. Pros and cons of being silver. Pros, super fast telekinesis, strong, save the future. Loyal cons, gets overwhelmed, can be too trusting. Power drains energy, always saving the future. Also slow. He is very, very slow. I didn't realize, I didn't receive him well in Lost World. Yeah, that's fair. You also wouldn't mind being cheese. Yo, that's a great answer. Yeah, Zaz is a lot better of a character than Zavok. If they were In my opinion, if they were going to push a Deadly Six character, they should have been pushing Zaz. Or at least switch them up. Because then at least it wouldn't feel like, oh, you're just trying to push Zavok. Instead, it's like, oh, you're trying to push the Zeddy, but at least they're different Zeddy that you're pushing. Like, how do you have a group called the Deadly Six and you only overuse one of them and sometimes use two? Like, how is it that in every game, it's Zavok and Zaz that are the two characters that are playable and none of the other Deadly Six? I mean, granted, one of them is called Zomam, but... I still can't believe his name is Zomam. Zomama. Yo, I love that slipstream ability, though. Let's go. We've seen the first and the last one. Yeah, right? Right? They really are just like, let's get the first Zeddy and the last Zeddy. Everybody sandwiched in between? Nah, we don't care about them. Yo, Ballot. Bugman, if you need to go to bed, that's okay. Like, no worries. This is why I can't be a SETI. No one takes them seriously. IDW Comics did kind of do some grace for them. Yeah, the metal virus. If they made the metal virus saga into a game, I think that people would actually see the Zeddy in a different light. That is one story I wish they would adapt into a game. It's not going to happen, but I would love to see it. It would have actually made Forces kind of worth it. That's the only good thing that came out of Sonic Forces, is the fact that we got the IDW comic series from it. I'm sorry if you like Sonic Forces, but that's my truth and I'm sticking to it. Well, also the music. Also the music. Can't be throwing hands at Fist Bump or Infinite's theme. Infinite's theme is edgy and cool. Like, I'm down for Infinite's theme. Yo, why is Slipstream Boost so good, though? That brought me from, like, last to first in, like, 2 seconds. Feel like the Zeddy and Metal Zom virus arc was unnecessary. I mean, fair, but also it does kind of make sense too, though. Because their entire thing is they can control robots. So having Starline be like, hey, why don't we bring in these guys that can control them because you didn't put any freaking control on it, so then we can control the army, and then realizing, oh, I made a lapse in judgment. Like, it did actually make sense, in my opinion. Who wrote Lost World? It wasn't Ian. No, I think it was the same people that made the Sonic Colors story. But yeah, Lost World was weird, though. It was like if you like tried to make like a Sonic version of New Super Mario Brothers art style, shoved in Mario Galaxy mechanics, and then also tried to make it edgy. But like you basically took like Sonic colors and you were like, but what if it was edgy? And it's like I don't know. I don't know. Zaz is fun, but that's about it. Like, Xena's literally the girl one. That's her entire personality in Lost World. And I hate that because I liked her design. And she really seemed like she was going to be a very, like, fierce and good villain. But it comes down to, like, that's why writing is so important. Because they could have made Xena have so much aura. They could have had Zavok have so much aura. But instead, they try to be broody and they try to be edgy and grim. And it's supposed to be the deadly sins and stuff. I get that, but I think they could have done more to it. It explains a lot about Lost World. Yeah. Speaking of IDW comics, Jen, have you seen the new character Blackwood? I have not. That sounds like an insanely cool name, though. Blackwood. Oh my goodness. Yo. They literally admit to not knowing anything about Sonic, which Sega why. I think there was a point where, for whatever reason, like, after Sonic Generations, you'd think Sonic Generations, the big, like, historical moment for Sonic, where they were like, yeah, let's bring Sonic back. Let's bring back all of that same vibe. Let's celebrate his history. You would think that they would go into it and be like, yeah, let's just keep diving into more and more Sonic stuff. But instead, they were like, oh, let's just forget that Sonic has any friends. Let's forget about all the different Sonic gameplay. Let's reinvent this character. And anytime they get Sonic working, they're like, let's reinvent him. And it's like, guys, experimenting is great. It's a good thing. But it's also okay to build off of what you have. Both are okay to do. You just need to balance it right. And I think they kind of lost it for a little bit. Everybody always calls the early 2000s, late 2000s, the dark era of Sonic. No. The real dark era is what people call the meta era of Sonic. That's when you had Sonic Lost World. That's when you had Sonic Boom. That's when you had Sonic Forces. And granted, Mania came out before Forces. So you had good stuff. And that's not to say that Sonic Lost World was bad. It just, if you changed the theming up, I think it would have been a less forgettable game. That's the problem with Lost World for me. It's forgettable. Like, it is the new Super Mario Brothers of Sonic games. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Which made them receive death threats for the stories they wrote, which, how big of a loser do you have to be for threatening somebody for doing the job they were paid to do? That's the other thing I don't understand. I don't understand why people will actively give, like, death threats or any sort of threats to people who are making, like, creative work. Granted, in general, you should never give a death threat. But you're really going to give a death threat because you didn't enjoy something that somebody else made? Like, that's insane behavior. Alright, Bugman, thanks for joining the stream. And no worries. I hope you have a good rest of your night. The fact that people know nothing about the game they're working on is more common than it seems. It does happen a lot. that can be a good thing, but that can also be a bad thing depending on how they do it. And I think the other problem is, are you willing to actually put in the time and effort to learn about what the series is before you make your own iteration? Because how do you make something that's completely different and feels true to the series without actively researching to understand what it did before? I got so lucky there. Bonk you? That was toxic. That was so toxic. Yo, Sadisco, how you doing today? Hopefully having a good day. The fact that people know nothing about the game they're working on is more... Okay, I did read that. They didn't want stories to be at the forefront anymore, hence why they brought in Ken and Warren, which it worked in its favor for colors and only colors for the general audience. I think that colors worked for the sheer fact that we had so many of those like deep, gritty, serious, toned Sonic games that having a light-hearted game, it worked. It worked for Generations, too. I think that we needed that breather, and we needed those, like, sillier, more campy Sonic games. But they didn't leave that concept. Even with Sonic Forces, that should have been dark. It should have been gritty. It was still silly and campy and being like, oh, well, Eggman has, like, a terabyte of data of selfies of himself. And it's like, this is a story about Eggman taking over the world, though. Like, I get he's supposed to be a narcissist, but why? Like, that, you know, that doesn't really help give me the vibe of this is a world with an Eggman that's like, torturing Sonic. Like, that just makes it sound like he's just, like, he put on what he thinks are the bad YouTube videos. He's like, Sonic, to torture you, I am gonna put on the song of Io Delfino for 30 minutes, but it is not gonna start at all! Like, that's the torture that you're giving me. Not the, oh my gosh, Sonic is beaten and bruised kind of thing, but whatever. I am just starting a new job, so happy. How are you? Yo, congrats on the new job. Hopefully it's going well. You're happy you hated your old one? Honestly, fair. I'm doing pretty good. My job's been going pretty nice so far. My boss is going to be driving me to work tomorrow. He's super chill guy, too. And I was able to sell 3 plans today, so let's go. The reason why that's a good thing is that I actually get commissions on plans that I sell. So, that means more money. Hey, let's go. You like the rail grinding aspects of Lost World? I do remember the rail grinding not being too bad in it. But also, I'm one of those weirdos that remembers the 3DS game more fondly than the console game, and I know a lot of people would call me crazy for that. But see, to be fair, I haven't played both in a very long time. I was gonna say I got so lucky there. You'll die on the hill that Lost World is unironically better than Sonic Adventure 2. See, that's a bad hill to die on. That's like the worst hill to die on. Nas, I respect you. I respect you, but that's a bad take. that's a hot take if I've ever heard one. That hill's so small it's a speed bump. LMAO. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. That's a bad hill. Your last job was so stressful that I didn't want to go in most days. Low-key, I felt that with my last one too. I'm glad that you're out though, because there's nothing that sucks more than going to a place where you're working where like you don't feel like they respect you or they're treating you poorly, or just in general, like before going in, you just feel your entire being deflate. Like it sucks. So I'm very glad that you got out of this situation, and I hope the new job is going to be so much better for you. Nas says, no one has played Lost World the way it's supposed to be played, which I can't blame them because the game never explains how to play it. How would that be? How would that be exactly? Do you mean like floor is lava style? That'd actually be a fun mod challenge. Floor is lava Sonic Lost World. I'd be down for that. I don't know if it's beatable, but I'll say I'm tired of Sonic Team always looping Shadows games with his past. I need them to develop behind or beyond Doom, Gerald, and Maria. I agree and disagree with that. Now, the reason I say that, I agree for the fact of, I think you're right, they do need to move past it. But I think that it was important for Shadow Generations because they needed to really, like, rebuild Shadow up as a character. And they needed to kind of reintroduce Shadow as, like, what he genuinely is. Because I think a lot of people kind of forgot how cool he is as a character. And going through that backstory and reminding everybody that, no, this is what Shadow is, was necessary. However, I think if they do another Shadow game, they need to do something brand new. They need to actually take Shadow in a completely different direction than just, I'm stuck in the past, I'm learning more about Gerald or Maria or Doom. What that ends up being, though, I don't know. But I think if they do it right, it could be really good. Yeah. But I think this is really the last time they can open that bottle. After this, like, because they did a, like, Generations was a nice memory of it. I will say, though, Mephiles would be a perfect thing to bring back. I know they did for Shadow Generations, but if they somehow made it where, like, he escaped, and that's, like, the next mainline Shadow villain, ooh. Imagine how upset he's gonna be after not existing twice. He just, like, rips himself out of the ether, and he's like, oh, I'm mad. I'm mad. I'd be so down. Shadow the Hedgehog was an okay game. When I saw that they added guns in the past, I was surprised. Yeah, I mean that came from fans requesting that Sonic had a gun, and Sega was like, nah, let's not do that. So then they made Gamma, and people still wanted it. So they did the mech stages. People still wanted it. So they're like, fine. We're gonna put Shadow with a gun, because Sonic with a gun makes no sense, but Shadow with a gun, he's edgy enough for a gun. But then people got upset because of the way that they made the game. So, you know, like, Shadow 05 is fine. I like it, but it's not, like, it's not a game that I actively will defend like it's one of my favorite games, you know? I'll be like, no, you're right. It is a very weird game, and it is not the best. However, it's also not horrible either. Shadow 05 is kind of a little bit of a hear me out game. You don't add guns to a Sonic series game, or furthermore, have Sonic sing the word damn. I mean, it was supposed to also have, like, a lot more, though. But, to be fair, Sonic Adventure 2 had a song. Knuckles' first stage literally sings about Rouge being sexy and cool. And I mean, if you haven't seen Rouge's outfit that you unlock in Sonic Adventure 2, and then come back to me and say something like guns feel kind of far-fetched, I mean, fair take, but Sonic does weird things, though. I think they like to do, like, the most unexpected thing. Lost World is a boost game that actually requires more inputs than the average boost game. I mean, that's fair. If you want to understand what I mean, watch speedrun of Desert Ruin Zone Act 1 in Lost World. That game, that's what the game is at its peak. I feel like I have seen, like, a Lost World speedrun at least once in my life, and I do remember it being kind of hype. Yeah, but I actually don't really mind, like, Sonic swearing all that much. I don't feel like it's too out of character. Like, if Sonic was dropping, like, F-bombs or something, then maybe I could be like, would Sonic do that, though? Shadow, though? Shadow would. Shadow wouldn't care. See, I think Tails would secretly love to swear. Like, in front of Sonic, he'd be the goody two-shoes of, like, okay, Sonic, I love you. Behind Sonic's back, though, he'd be like, F this. F this, dude. I'm done. I'm done being the sidekick. I'm not. He'd harbor some resentment. Maybe not towards Sonic, but you ever seen Knuckles and Tails have more than an okay relationship? I think Sonic Advance 3, their relationship is just okay. Why, though? Tails. Bless that blasted hedgehog for stealing my spotlight! Ah! I don't know why he suddenly became SpongeBob. I don't think this is a Sonic game I dislike outright, except Sonic Superstars. I would kind of agree, kind of not. Superstars is one where, because of what my opinion on it is, you'd think it would be my 2D version of Sonic Forces. Where I'd be like, because I say the exact same things that I say for Sonic Superstars as I say about Forces, but in a different context. Because I feel that Superstars missed some potential, but I also feel like there's a lot of good to it. I played the game solo, I didn't play with friends, but the zones are overall pretty fun. I do hate the fact, though, that there are just some where it's one act, and that's it. Like, why? Forces has more soul than Superstars, which is an insane statement. That is an insane statement. You think Forces had soul? But, like, Superstars brought back, like, Fang. And it had, like, Trip in it. You know? I mean, if we're talking, like, aesthetically, like, Sonic Forces, if we ignore the gameplay, like, Sonic Forces has some drip. And I don't mean the avatars. I just mean, like the art style of it. Art style wise, sure, I'll give that to you. But I feel like Superstars is one of those things where it's like, it could have been a little bit more of Mania 2, and I'm disappointed that it wasn't. But I don't feel that I was really that disappointed with Sonic Superstars until the very end of the game. And my reasoning was just because I didn't really think a lot of the end stuff was that good. Whereas for Sonic Forces felt like it didn't try to me. I feel like that was kind of more so my problem with it. Was it was like, oh, the final bosses is literally just a rehash of Sonic Colors final boss. You can say all you want, Sonic Superstars final boss or final level is horrible, but they are original. You do want another 2.5 Sonic game? Yo, Sam, I would love that. Also, hi Dihono, welcome. He says, I also played Sonic Superstars solo. I also kind of liked it because I used Feels the Rabbit, which was a skin for Sonic, and I played as him throughout the whole game. So it gave kind of a different vibe for me, and it was a Sonic character that you've never been able to play because it was the original design for Sonic. So I think because I did it as a playthrough, I'm a little more heightened on Superstars than most people probably are. Would I have preferred Mania 2 though? Yes. I would have loved that because I loved Mania. But I don't know. I don't think Sonic Forces I don't think Sonic Superstars was necessarily a bad game. I just feel like the later stuff kind of missed the mark. Rather than full on being like, oh, the levels are too short or there's no, like, the potential here is 100% missed. Forces just makes me upset. Because you can't just give me the MacGuffin of, oh, Eggman takes over the entire world and do nothing with it. Like, that is like last resort Sonic story vibe. Superstars just has nothing going for it. Superstars has average level design, new aesthetics which people have been wanting only for it to be so boring. It brings back old characters out of lack of confidence, which Forces does too, but don't get me wrong. But Infinite was at the front and center to hype you up for Forces, and with Superstar, it was Fang. I mean, you had Fang and Trip, though. But also, Sonic Forces was said to be in development for 5 years. They had so much expectations given with Sonic Forces. They hyped it up. And I think that's why I'm so annoyed with it. Just because I remember thinking, am I still a Sonic fan? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm still a Sonic fan. Maybe it's just a me thing. And then I saw Sonic Forces and I was like, oh, I am a Sonic fan still. I love this. And then I played it and I felt betrayed. I think that's my problem with Forces. I genuinely felt kind of betrayed by it. And I know that sounds a little bit harsh to say for something that is a Sonic game. But, like, listen. Trip was a secret character that wasn't part of the advertising? I mean, like, for playable, I think. But wasn't Trip part of the advertising for, like, to be a villain? Yeah, I think that Forces is just worse because, like, it feels like it gave scars for me. Like, it gave, like, Sonic series scars. But Superstars, it was just kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, this is just 2D Sonic New Super Mario Brothers game. Like, did we need it? No. Was it offensive? Not really. It was a little weird, but I think I also kind of liked the Emerald powers. I liked the Emerald powers, even though it did kind of trivialize the game a little bit. I think that it was just very fun to see the different abilities that the Emeralds could do, and that you could do with it. Superstar's soundtrack is mediocre. That I will agree with. Emerald abilities need to be a staple thing going forward, right? I love the idea of super characters. I love that idea for them being playable, but Superstars was one of the only times when I genuinely felt there was more of a reason than just going super to get everything. But Forces gave us competent soundtrack, and I truly believe Sonic controls phenomenally in Forces. Listen, Nas, listen. The soundtrack I'll give ya. The soundtrack I will absolutely give you. But Sonic controls phenomenally in Forces? Listen, I'll respect your opinion, but I don't agree with that. I remember there being one where honestly, I feel like he's too butter smooth. Cause I remember there being a level where you just have to do like a drift. And if you drift, it will drift you way too far and you'll just die. And it'll just be super awkward. Okay, other question though. What system did you play Forces on? Because I played it on Nintendo Switch. So maybe it just controlled worse on Switch. That also is a very, very big possibility. This is level design's fault, not the controls. Level design yanks the controls away from you. I mean, actively, yes. Listen, it's been a while since I played Forces, but I really don't feel like it controlled that well. But that's my opinion. It's okay if you disagree, though. Though, I will say, though, because you did say earlier, like, the argument of Sonic Forces has more characters and, like, Sonic Superstars just brings back the old characters for, like, the heck of it. Yo, thank you for the hearts. Thank you, thank you. Yo, after this round, I'll do the heart hands. But thank you, thank you. But yeah, so I will say, like, the whole thing about that, though, is the playable characters in Sonic Forces. There's 3 of them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic, and Customizable Sonic. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh yeah, also Shadow, but, like, do we really count Episode Shadow? Yeah, okay. Yeah, 3 rehash levels, and then you can play him at any Sonic level, but, like, he only has... The only difference is that he has a chain homing attack. Okay. So you literally have Sonic, Classic Sonic, Customizable Sonic, and Emo Sonic. So... Sorry. But yeah, like, Sonic Superstars, you at least have, you have Sonic, you have Tails, you have Knuckles, Amy, Trip. And then on top of that, you can play as, like, Feels the Rabbit as Sonic, and you have all these different skins. Now, granted, you had to go to, like, Kroger or something to get, like, comic skins or whatever. They had the weirdest crossovers for Superstars. Like, what do you mean I have to go to IHOP to get a Waitress Amy skin? Like, it's so random. I did it, though. Also, thank you, Yrox. Thank you, thank you. Hearts, hearts. The quality is more consistent in Superstars. It's just consistently mediocre. No, I agree. I agree. I will say, though, there were not a lot of highs when it came to Sonic Superstars. But I don't think I can really tell you any big highs I had with Sonic Forces that were genuinely big highs. Because you can say, oh my gosh, when I saw Chaos Zero for the first time in HD, no. Because that made me ultimately feel robbed. Because I was like, oh my god, we're going to get a Chaos Zero boss fight. Chaos Zero is back. That's insane. And then what did they do? They ripped Chaos Zero away. With Classic Sonic. That's how they introduced Classic Sonic. He just jumps on him once and he's dead. Yo, hi, Ezri. Hi. Okay, everybody. If you Google... fun fact. If you Google amazing, beautiful woman, picture of Ezri will come up. Okay, there we go. I've done my teasing for the day. Hi, Ezri. It's going pretty good. There we go. Yeah, it's been going pretty good. How is Grain Rot? I don't even know why I'm defending Forces. I don't like Forces at all. I just hate Superstars more. You're like, I don't want Sonic Forces to win. I just need Sonic Superstars to lose. Oh my goodness. Okay, but in all honesty though, if you had somebody that sat next to you and they said, you have two choices. You can either play, and you've played both these games before, you can either play Sonic Forces or you can play Sonic Superstars. Now, maybe at one time, you'd pick one over the other. But if somebody said, here's these two games, you have to play them at least once a year, or bad things will happen. Let's just say. You have to play it over and over for years to come, or bad things happen. Okay? Would you really want to play Forces that many times? At least Sonic Superstars, you could pick different characters. Forces might be quick, but so is being set on fire. You know? Like, being set on fire is quick, but you wouldn't actively choose it. As opposed to what? I don't know. Listen, I didn't think this far, okay? Superstars doesn't respect my time, making me wait for the boss to be vulnerable. Now, I will say, the idea of having to play that Fang boss multiple times, that does actually just make my gut twist. It is genuinely one of the worst bosses in Sonic history. See, it's funny though, like, you don't really like Forces. I don't really like Sonic Superstars that much. But actively, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Actively, I would way much rather play Superstars than Forces. Also, like, nothing happens in Sonic Forces. Level design is so rough. Yo, hi Jeremy, welcome. Scrapping's going well. Are y'all still both streaming? Or is it Ayven streaming and then you're just popping in and out? Which is sign that needs to be in shades. LMAO. Now I guess the real question is, what do you feel is the worst Sonic game? Because I could see there being several in discussion. Just on Ayven, we're gonna finish soon because I gotta take my family dog to get groomed in the AM. Gotcha. I don't know why I said that so weird. But yeah, that'll be fun. Hopefully the doggo comes back very, very soft and fluffy. What do you mean you don't cry of laughter when Sonic says Green Hill Zone looks more like Sand Hill right now? Okay. So I've said this on stream before. Give me a single original thought that Sonic Forces brought to the table. Something genuinely unique. Because yes, you do have Infinite. But the final time you fight Infinite is a rehash of a Metal Sonic boss fight from the previous game. So the final time you see Infinite, he doesn't even get the respect of having his own designed boss fight. It's literally just a rehash of a previous Metal Sonic boss fight, and it literally makes no sense for Infinite to have that boss fight. The final boss, a complete rehash of the Sonic Colors boss. You have Egg Dragoon that comes back, which cool enough. But then you have Green Hill Zone, and oh, it's dead and decayed and whatever, because, you know, we have to have Green Hill Zone and everything. But then you have Chemical Plant that comes back. Okay. Sure. Then on top of that, all the levels are so short. It's so short. It's just... I'm sorry, I can't get over it. I'm sorry, I just can't. There's an entire mod out there to make Sonic Forces playable. There's an entire mod for that. Yo, thanks for joining the stream, Alexander. Thank you, and thank you for the sub. It was nice chatting to you as well. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming because I actually also have to work tomorrow. Usually I go to bed around, like, 9 or 10. Green Hill Zone being in Forces 9 times is not okay, though. Yeah, like, why do we have it so many times? I think even Shadow goes through Green Hill Zone, and he has 3 stages. Like, why, though? Yeah, but are there actively worse Sonic games out there than Sonic Forces? Absolutely. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, for example. It's kind of an insult to call that a Sonic game. Like, no, okay. I should preference that with no hate towards the developers. It was not the devs' fault. It was actively it was the hands they were given. You'd play Sonic Boom over Superstars? You would play Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. We're not talking about Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. We're talking about Rise of Lyric and Shattered Crystal. You would play those games over Sonic Superstars. The game Listen, I beat Sonic Boom too. You would want to go through Sonic Boom before you would go through. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. That's wild. Listen, I would do the same for Sonic 06 if there weren't the loading screens. But I love the glitches. Sonic Boom is a slog, though. You move so slow, and the combat is so much of the same. You never beat Superstars. The only one you never beat. See, though, I could say the same thing about Sonic Frontiers, though. I never actually beat Sonic Frontiers. I'm kind of divided on Frontiers, though. But I played the Switch version. If they gave us an upgrade pack instead of a Switch 2 Definitive Edition, then maybe. Then maybe I would actually go back to it. Honestly, I feel like that's a game where I would have to stream it. Yeah, the Switch version is very bad. Yeah. I think it was fine until I tried to do 100% for it. 100%, trying to 100% Sonic Frontiers is like a dentist trying to do dental work with a person that doesn't have teeth. And not giving them dentures. I'm talking about, like, they're trying to floss, they're trying to brush the person's teeth. There are no dentures. It feels impossible. Because every single little collectible except the Cocos is required for 100%. And I mean, like, every medal on the map. They count that for 100%. It's so dumb. So if I ever play Sonic Frontiers again, I think I'm just going to restart it and just not do that 100%. And just, like, stream it. But yeah, like, I don't want to buy the Switch 2 Definitive Edition. Because it kind of just feels like I already have it. Why is it not just an upgrade pack? Was it streaming on PC? I mean, I could potentially get it for PC. I think it's on sale, right? I could also get it for PlayStation 5. It is? Okay. What price is it for PC? Also, is it, like, super taxing for PC? Or is it not too bad? Because I would consider getting it for PC and trying it again. Because I feel like I liked it enough to want to enjoy the game if I don't try to go for 100%. And I said, like, because I can see the skeleton for it. Sonic Frontiers to me is, I can see a good Sonic game in there, but I think it needs that sequel for it to really shine. $14 for Frontiers on PC. Ooh, that's not bad. That actually is not that bad. I might do that. I honestly might do that. Can I play it with a controller, though? Because, listen, if I can play it with this, or, like, a Switch controller, I'm cool with that. Nice, nice. No mods, too? I can just plug and play? It's like, yeah. Heck yeah. Yo, let's go. Alright. Alright, I think that might be something that I'm gonna do. I've also kind of been considering double dipping for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, but I don't have the DLC on Switch. Now, the only reason why I would double dip is because of all the mods for Cross Worlds. Because there's some, like, really good ones. Yo, first yawn of the stream, though. Oh, we just instantly bonked each other. LMAO. Yo, I'm tempted. I haven't really bought much of anything today. And this week, $14 isn't bad. So, this is huge, maybe. Oh, I wish that still would have been active if you could do that. Yo, Shadow the Hedgehog music, let's go. Let's go, that Shadow OST, ayy. I was 21 rings off, dang. After all this Sonic slander, it's good to sit down and unanimously agree on the fact that Sonic Heroes is the best and only good Sonic game ever made. Am I right, ladies and gents? Nice. Nice, buddy. I feel like you're trying to hurt me. But to be fair, I think I've told you before that I'm not a fan of No. Sonic Heroes needed a Chow Garden. That's what Sonic Heroes needed. Otherwise, it feels too repetitive. It's way too repetitive a game. The teams are just way too similar to each other, except for Sonic Adventure 2 needed to be Sonic Heroes 2. Now you're trying to get me tilted. Sonic Adventure 2 came out before Sonic Heroes. My guy. Sonic Heroes only exist because of Sonic Adventure 2. Heck, Sonic Heroes couldn't exist without Sonic Adventure 2. Like, oh yeah, I know you're trolling. I know you know too much about Sonic to not know that. Yeah, you're trolling. You're trolling hard there. But you also know that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are my favorite Sonic games though. So listen, I'm not one of those Sonic fans that's going to be like, "Oh, time to call the SWAT team." You know, time to get you swatted because you have a different opinion than mine. Like, I'm not one of those Sonic fans. But I could be. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They both hold a candle to my GOAT Sonic Heroes. No. Nope. So much better. Sonic Heroes has potential. The smile and the nod making you laugh so hard. Listen, this is a nod though. Nod is up and down. Shaking head is this. My goodness. Yeah. So when I say Sonic Heroes is a bad game and I do this, that's a nod. That's High Class Sonic, what's up? What's up? But no, like Sonic Heroes is fun, but I can only sit down and play one team of Sonic Heroes like every few years. It's not like Sonic Mania for me where I can just like back to back do playthroughs of it. Yo, hi Surika. Welcome, welcome. How you doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing well. We've been talking about some Sonic takes at the moment. I know. I've never on Did You Think on a Sonic stream. But I mean, to be fair, earlier we were talking about Happy Feet, the Penguin movie, and Over the Hedge. So it's been kind of a go tonight though. Hot take: Charmy is the ultimate life form. I mean, Charmy is pretty powerful. Y'all have seen his sting ability in this game, right? He goes hardcore with that stinger. Sure, Nas, sure. I'm not saying that. I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of giving you a clip of that. Charmy's the only kid Shadow has never saw. Oh my gosh. LMAO. Okay, here's the real question. What do we all think about Sonic Unleashed? Of the console version. See, I haven't played the Wii game recent enough to say my opinions on the Wii game. That's another thing I need to do at some point. But what do we actively feel? Peak? See, I agree with you. I do think that some of the Werehog stages are definitely a slog. And they can be kind of a nightmare to navigate. But man, is that game beautiful. It's so good. Like, I don't know. Like, it did take, like, 2 console generations for it to really hit that, like, stride. But the fact that we don't have Sonic Unleashed ported by Sega to modern consoles feels criminal to me. Y'all would make so much money with how beautiful that game would be. Especially if you did it where it was like you make a collection and include the Wii game. I wish they would have done that for some of these collections. It's like, oh, Sonic X Shadow Generations, include the 3DS game too. Sonic Colors, include the DS game. Just as like a little bonus. You don't even have to like fully remake it. Just throw it in there and just be like, hey, here you go. You beat the game, now play the DS version. I mean, I don't know if they legally could do that. But it would be cool if they could. You made the mistake of binging God of War 1, 2, and 3 before playing Unleashed. Then realized the Werehog section was more God of War gameplay, and I couldn't. You really just played God of War 4. Or did it come out before the God of War games? Was Werehog a sequel or a prequel to Kratos? The Werehog just appeals to me even more because stretchy powers, my second favorite superpower. You know, that's fair. I mean, Werehog is just a fun idea. I do genuinely think the Werehog sections were originally built for Knuckles. And then they were like, well, we want to do more with it, so let's just make a brand new form of Sonic. But I think that was around the time when everybody was complaining that, like, oh, why do I have to play as more characters than Sonic? I just want to play as Sonic. I personally always liked playing as Sonic's friends. I was sad that they got rid of it. Okay, cool. I died in a spot where I respawned in a good respawn. Boing. Nice, nice. Time has passed and now you can enjoy it, but it was my B. Yeah, that's fair. And if you're playing like the exact same style of games, and then you play another one that's the exact same, it's like, oh, this again for the 4th time, but it's Sonic version. I could see being like, I need a break. So what you're saying is that Unleashed should have been more like... No. See, I don't even know where you got that vibe from. No, because Sonic Heroes, you do play as more characters, but you play as Sonic's friends. And what I mean by that is Sonic Adventure, you play as Sonic and Tails. 2 completely different characters, all right? And obviously you have Knuckles, Amy, Big, Gamma. Every single character plays completely different. Sonic Heroes, you play as a speed character. You've played as every speed character in that game. You play as Sonic, then guess what? You're also basically playing as SBO. It is just... SBO in Sonic Heroes is just a different flavor of ice cream for Sonic. Shadow and Amy are just different flavors of ice cream for Sonic. And it's the same thing for the flight characters and the power characters. They're built on the same archetype. So you're not actively playing the different characters more so than you're playing different variants of the same archetype, which is fine, but that is not the same thing as playing as Sonic's friends in a game like Sonic Unleashed. So when I say that, I more so mean it should be more like Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. And you'll eat the same ice cream as long as you live. You should not eat Vanilla's daughter. And you should also not freeze her. That just seems cruel. Circa says, give me a Sonic Heroes 2. It would be such an easy vessel to intro IDW characters, Team Imposter Surge Kit, and Starline, and Team Diamond Cutters, Whisper, Tangle, and Lanolin. See, I thought at one point that Team Diamond Cutters was going to have Drool in it. But now I understand it's going to be Lanolin. I do wish they would have Drool and stuff, though. Because I think her design's actually pretty solid. My day's going pretty good so far. Again, Classic Sonic. We can absolutely add you. I think your name in here is just Classic Sonic. Yes. Team Soul, Blaze, Silver, Marine. Oh, absolutely. See, what I think they need to do for a Sonic Heroes either port or a sequel is make it be to where you can customize teams. Give the option, once you beat the game at least once, give the option to create your own team and just build with any of the characters. Make it kind of like a Lego game, but with Sonic Heroes. And then you're perfect, because you've got like a free roam mode. And you can just play as any character with any combination. And you can play with Blaze and have the power character be Omega and the flight character be Cream. And no one would bat an eye about it, because you could just do whatever. You know, that would be cool. Team Charmy. Okay, well, let's not get that crazy. That would be too powerful. The official team name is Team Dimensions, according to Crossworlds. True. Yeah, but why they haven't brought, like, Marine back for that team is wild to me. Playing as 3 characters at once was genuinely one of the most iconic ideas in gaming. See, I agree. I agree that it was a good idea. I do agree that it was something that they should have done more than once. However, I feel like Sonic Heroes was one of those games they needed to build off of. And they didn't do that. So yes, I do think that Sonic Heroes should get a sequel where they flesh out the ideas. But I feel the same way about Sonic Heroes as I do with Mario Kart Double Dash. I would love to see them bring back the Mario Kart Double Dash mechanic. And build off of that. Because you can't build off of perfection. I mean, you can make a foundation. That's what a lot of Sonic games are for the first ones. You're so sick of me? Nah, you're fine. You're fine. No, I'm just a Sonic fan with strong opinions, and if you don't agree with them, that's fine. That's 100% fine. See, I want people to have different opinions than me, because it actively creates that different discussion for everybody to talk about and say, like, well, this is the aspect that I like about these Sonic games, and there should be a fan of every Sonic game and every Sonic character, you know? Because it wouldn't be a fun discussion if literally everybody was like, oh, this game is 100% trash and you should never play it. You know, if there was nobody who was like, nah, you know what, I'm gonna defend this game because I like it, even if it's not necessarily the best Sonic game, then like that's actually better. It's better than just, like, a game going into the ether. Like, listen, do I hate Sonic Forces? Yes. But I want there to actively be people who enjoy Sonic Forces. I would have loved if I was one of the people that could look at Sonic Forces and be like, I love this game. But I can't do that. I personally can't do that. And, you know, the fact that there are people that can do that, fantastic. It's like Marvel characters having tragic backstories. Exactly. 100%. What's my opinion on Charmy, to be honest? He used to be one of my favorite characters. He used to be in my top 5. I just related to him a lot as a child. You know, we both had ADHD, you know. Maybe a little bit of autism. My autism is strong though. But like I don't know if Charmy has more than ADHD or not, but you hate the writing, but the game itself is just funny as heck. That's fair. You love Vector's lines, Tomb in the Case File. Listen, I actually do need to watch the Case Files again. Hi, Rusty Rose 1. Welcome, welcome. How's your day going today? Hopefully it's going pretty good. Yeah, but listen, I said it again. God dang it. I am not one who is shy from Sonic hot takes. Because a lot of people would have said that their favorite classic Sonic game is Sonic 3 Knuckles. I personally would have said, before Sonic Mania, I would have said Sonic 2. And a lot of people would call me crazy for that. The final boss for Sonic 2 is brutal. I don't like that part. But the rest of Sonic 2, I'm here for it. But then Sonic Mania came out, and I'm like, hey, best 2D Sonic game. You don't think that's too uncommon of a take? Really? About people liking Sonic 2 more than Sonic 3 and Knuckles? I feel like there was a time when it was like, if your favorite classic Sonic game wasn't Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like, you would be slaughtered. Maybe that opinion has changed, though. I bet you can't guess Charmy, who my favorite Charmy character is. It's impossible. Let me see. Is it Espio? You think I'm in the majority? Really? That's wild. Maybe the internet's changed, or like just the circle of my internet has changed. So cooked. I'm really good at guess who. See, I would say though, like what I've learned today is that I feel like Nas has some Sonic hot takes. Though to be fair, do Sonic hot takes really exist when the general opinion on Sonic changes like every 3 years? I swear, we go so back and forth to, oh, this Sonic game's a good game, this Sonic game's a bad game. There was a long time when Sonic Adventure 2 was seen as the Sonic game, and then there was a stretch where everybody was like, oh no, it's the worst Sonic game in existence. And now we're in some kind of like middle ground where some people are like, oh, it's alright. You know? And then I'm like, listen, I've liked it through every era. That opinion has not changed for me. Fair enough, Nas. Fair enough. Circa says, my hot take, Shadow is a overrated as heck character, and Sega needs to calm down on his exposure. That's a very, very weird way to phrase it. that just really sounds like he's doing like, he's just like out on the train station and everybody's like, Shadow, put the trench coat back on. Bro, please, pants. That's not okay. Like, I don't know why that's where my brain went to first, but like, sounds like something you'd see in like a newspaper or something. Like, oh my gosh, Shadow, chill. Nas says, okay, maybe not overrated, but they're forcing him into the light was how much people love him. Alright, bye Class Sonic, thanks for playing. Shadow has kind of a weird thing though. I think they definitely used to try to push him as the edgy, cool meme character, which was not what Shadow was supposed to be. I think Shadow Generations has put him back on track. But I also think that other characters need to have the Shadow Generation treatment. Because now Shadow has had 2 games at this point. Because yes, I do count Shadow Generations as a separate game. Just as I count Bowser's Fury as his own separate game. Instead of a different mode. Tails still has more games than him. That is true. He does still have those games. But I don't think a majority of people know that. Because it's what? Like Tails Sky Patrol, Tails Adventure, what, Tails Music Maker? I think, or something. Nas would know. Nas knows the obscure Sonic games. I haven't played those games, so I don't know if they're good or not. I need to eventually, because I think somebody said that, like, Tails Adventure was a Metroidvania, Yo, Ayven with the raid. Yo, thank you, Ayven. Thank you, thank you. How was Grain Rat tonight? Yo, sorry that I couldn't be on for a little bit longer. Wait, I think I still had your stream open. Does that actually mean that I was raiding myself? Was I in the party that was raiding? Can that happen? I've never actually considered that. It's basically Metrovania. Gotcha. Yo, Art's here. Ezri's here. All the lovelies are here. Yo, let's go. It's awesome. We had great fun. Yo, let's go. Yeah, if it hadn't been ages since I've streamed Sonic Rumble, I probably would have joined. I needed my my Sonic Rumble brain rot night. Art and Ezri kept kicking each other. Oh, so that's what y'all do when I'm not there. Y'all fight each other. Okay. There's this great series that I think you both would love. It's called Super Smash Brothers. Y'all, listen though. Why do I keep saying listen? I don't know. I could see one of you really liking Captain Falcon, but I don't know who I would feel would be. I feel like Art would be the Captain Falcon player. I just had that feeling. You were bullied, called fat, and treated as a Pokemon? I don't even know how to start unpacking that. I really don't know how to start unpacking that. We're gonna have a listen counter for me though. I swear. Gonna have a swear jar, but for me saying listen. Oh, the bubble, please. It's 4:16 a.m. for you? Oh my goodness. It is 10:16 p.m. for me, so it's not too bad for me. Yeah, Shadow really is the one that makes sense to get like a year of. That does make sense. I feel like it's just because they haven't built the other Sonic characters up though. This is what I do to you? Hey, you know, it happens. You know, when the pretty girl streams, she calls the attention of everybody. So listen, I don't make the rules. Also, like, am I crazy or is the Spotify music just gone? Why is it so quiet right now? It's like hauntingly quiet. Your Shadow made you cringe? You're just like, you mean like every other year of Sega? I mean, has it really been like a year of like a character though? I just feel like they were trying to do like a year of Luigi kind of thing. Nos, you're gonna be waiting a long time. If they ever do a year of Zavok, put me in the psych ward. I swear. I'm not gonna be sane by the time they do a year of Zavok. That'll be my breaking point. Year of Amy is probably what they're gonna market next year as. Cause that's what or Year of Metal Sonic. Cause they seem to be pushing Metal Sonic weirdly enough more than Amy. Okay, let me just check Spotify really quick. Because where's my super music? Why did it stop? It just was paused at 33 seconds. Why? Year of Metal would make me crash out. See, that's another one. That's another character that I feel like gets so much attention is Metal Sonic. Yeah, if Amy doesn't get it, Amy should absolutely get her own year. Yeah, Chaotix Files was pretty good. Yo, and you found more piggies? Let's go. Ayven, are you also collecting the piggies on your file? Are you just gonna like stack them up and just have a pig room? We need more love of the girls for Sonic. 100% agree. See, I'm asking where's the love for Blaze? Yeah, but the main reason why I think that it's going to be a year of Amy is because the marketing... Meow. The marketing is more so... the marketing seems to be more so geared towards, like, Amy. And, like, the figure boxes are pink. The post-credits was focused on Amy, with, like, Metal Sonic as the villain. So at least movie-wise, they're going to do that. They're going to probably add movie Amy to, like, all the mobile games and to Sonic Rumble. But I really think they should use it as an opportunity whenever they do this to do a side game. Even if it's a small game, do a side game with that character like you did with Shadow Generations. And when the movie comes out, just focus on that character. Because it's free advertisement. The movie and the game will advertise themselves simultaneously. That's why they did the Year of Shadow. That's 100% why. Because the movie was focused on Shadow. And then the game, they did Shadow Generations that kind of tied into it. So they were like, frick it, let's just market it all together. You're gonna put them everywhere? Yo, nice. You could put, like, little Easter egg pigs. Just, like, hide them. Oh my god. Or you could have a room where it's just, like, a little pig slumber party. There's just beds, and then the pigs are on the beds. That'd be so cute. On your way home, Ezri's dropping you off, but you have me on your phone. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So do you have earphones in, or can Ezri hear me right now? Don't worry, I'm not gonna say anything crazy. I'm just nosy. Have I ever watched the Knuckles show? I have, and my favorite part of it is that movie Knuckles is canonically Jewish. Like, I love the fact that they just casually were like, oh yeah, by the way, he's Jewish now. Like, he's been adopted into Wade's family. I'm like, that's amazing. I do hate that they wasted Iblis, though. They were just like, oh yeah, Iblis? Yeah, Knuckles fought him for the Flames of Disaster, and they're a punching thing that he can do. It's like, you should have just saved it for a Silver story. Like, come on. At the moment, she's on the phone with a friend, but I don't have headphones in, so I have you on low, though. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So what you're saying is that if I talk really loudly, I can potentially embarrass Ezri, but I shouldn't, and that I should behave. I mean, the fact that she's driving though is making me be like, okay, I'll behave. You know, I don't want Ezri for me to say something and Ezri just like starts swerving on the road. Like, what did Jen say? Did Girly just go crazy? Yeah, but I need to rewatch the Knuckles show again. Wade Whipple will not be returning in Sonic 4. It honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. There's parts of me that's like, I feel like that's sad, but also I don't mind either. She's a very responsible driver though. Oh, that's good. That's very good. So what you're saying is that, like, if you say something that would, like, normally make Ezri, like, cringe or ball up when she's driving, she'll just kind of, like, internalize it a little bit. To make sure that she doesn't, like, crash into a tree. You know, I respect it. Wade is such a waste of character that me and friends started loving him. He's such a nothing burger, and I love it. Like, bro is literally just there for the vibes. He's great. He's great for the wrong reasons. Yo, GG's everybody. But yeah, I want to rewatch the trilogy before the fourth movie comes out. Because I feel that the Sonic movies got better with each movie. But I've always said, because I don't think that people realize, the first Sonic movie was for general audiences. It was not for Sonic fans. It was to introduce the general population back to what Sonic is. Which, thank God, they switched the design. Because if they didn't, they probably would have killed Sonic for a third time. Sega, please, for the love of God, stop killing Sonic IRL. It is painful to watch. I swear. But aside from that, they wanted to reintroduce Sonic back to the general audience. They wanted people to be excited about Sonic and give the world what Sonic is. The second movie was a good balance of this is for both general audiences and Sonic fans. It is actively meant to look at it and say, okay, we're going to bring in Tails, we're going to bring in Knuckles, we're going to bring in these more recognizable elements of Sonic, like the Master Emerald, like Angel Island, like the Prophecy, all of that good stuff. It is going to be here. So now you're introducing the general audience even more to the Sonic universe, and then you have the Sonic fans being more happy. Sonic 3, it's like, okay, we've already established all this stuff. We've introduced the general audience to the Sonic universe. The third Sonic movie is now when we can actually utilize everything that we need to from Sonic. We can give a story that the Sonic fans will be happy about, that will love, and also we already hooked the general audience with this. So now that we've got a fourth movie, they can really go heavy on that Sonic stuff. So we're at a point where it's like, are they actively going to keep certain human characters? I would be willing to bet that some of them we might not see Agent Stone. We're not going to see characters like Wade Whipple. Who knows how often we're going to see Tom or Maddie? And they're pretty important characters in the first Sonic trilogy. You know? But they could actively do so much more. And the more characters they introduce, the less they're going to be able to do when it comes to the human characters. So I am interested to see what Metal Sonic is going to be like as a villain and what Amy is going to be like as a hero, just jumping into things. Also, y'all know I'm excited about those Jack specific figures. Y'all know I'm ready. I couldn't get anything for the Sonic Movie 3 stuff. Sonic Movie 4 though. I'm here for it. Pretty much everybody but Wade was recast. Wait, who was recast? Who was recast for Sonic 4? There's no way. They're not getting rid of James Marsden as Tom to replace him with somebody else as Tom, right? Because what do you mean? And the voices were good. Like, as long as they don't get rid of... See, I don't think there would be a single character I would want them to recast. Unless they're doing some multiverse shenanigans thing. Oh, everybody's back. Okay. You had me worried there for a second. I was like, what do you mean? Name one person who doesn't like Idris Elba as Knuckles. That voice is fire. He does so well as Knuckles. Yeah, but everybody is Wade coming back is what you meant to say. Gotcha. It's funny, all the people coming from Grain Rot that might not know Sonic that well are probably like, what in the world is she talking about? Who is this Wade Whipple? Oh, I love obscure Sonic characters, though. Y'all remember Snively? Yo, can we bring back Snively? If we're gonna put obscure Sonic characters in this game, can we just something as weird as that? Can we not? Listen, do I like Snively? No. I think he has a disgusting design, but I think it would be funny. Those like 3 little Charlie Brown hairs on his head. You cannot tell me that like Snively is not okay. Snively is basically if you took a Peanuts character and you put him in the Sonic universe. That's what Snively is. It's a Peanuts character, but as Eggman. Now just imagine Snively going wah 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 wah. Snively, go destroy the hedgehog. Wah 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 wah. No, Snively. Now. Wah wah. Is that gonna be the only thing I write down as a clip? Snively as a Peanuts character. LMAO. I need to actually go through and make my clips though. Okay, I spelled that wrong, but whatever. Just had a game and there were like 6 streamers playing. Yo, valid. Yo, I've just been vibing, so if we were in the same game, I apologize if I didn't notice, but like, GG's. Please free me from my shackles. I need sleep. Are you asking me to end stream so that you can go to bed? You can go to bed at any time. I mean, listen, if you give me like 15 gift subs, then sure, I'll end the stream. Cause see, I know you're not gonna be like that crazy, you know. You know, you need to stop being fun to be around? Oh, you want me to be a jerk. Okay. I hate puppies, grr. No, I don't. I love puppies. Puppies are adorable. See, I can't. See, I'm just too much of a silly little cinnamon roll, you know? Oh, can I? Woo! Got a little jump there. I gotta do this hyper mode to get the shadow shards though. Cause I think that's like 15. And with 15 comes great responsibility. No, okay, my brain is melting. Oh my goodness. But yeah, with 15 comes potentially other skins that I could get. Because I'm going to be able to buy more stuff tomorrow. Because I understand how time works. Just as long as I don't forget to get the shadow skin and then be absolutely devastated to miss out on it when I can literally just get it. You get the fragments more if you play with more people. That is true. I mean, listen, if anybody wants to join, just let me know. Tell me something you wouldn't usually say, like Zavok is not my favorite character. What do you mean I wouldn't normally say that? Don't worry, I know you won't mean it. But don't help me cry about it in sleep. I mean, there's no way that you like Zavok enough to where me saying that I hate Zavok will make you cry yourself to sleep. I don't believe you. That's like saying your favorite character to play in Sonic Rumble is the Care Bear. Or like Popeye or Bluto. No, like saying that your favorite character to play in Sonic Rumble is Bluto. Yours isn't the Care Bear? Okay, the Care Bear is funny. I would choose the Care Bear over Zavok. As many people would. If they put many IPs in here, heck, if they put a Teletubby in here, I would pick the Teletubby over Zavok. Papa Smurf? Exactly. I keep forgetting the Smurfs are in this game too. Yeah. Tell me the last time that you've seen a Papa Smurf in Sonic Rumble. Because I genuinely have not seen a single Papa Smurf, except for when I played as Papa Smurf. Like, y'all, listen, if I had the money, it would have actually been an incredible investment. Because I would have been the only person to ever really play and have content of playing as Papa Smurf. Ever. Tell me one person currently living who has Papa Smurf in Sonic Rumble. Which again is such a weird thing to say. But I feel like nobody does. Last week your team was beaten by an army of Care Bears. You know what, that's fair. Who the actual frick gives a flying fart about the Smurfs in 2026? See, that's my point though. But I think they did the crossover. I think they did the crossover because of like a Smurfs movie that was coming out or something. Narfi has ruined this song for me. I swear, every time I hear this song now, all I can think of is, today I'm gonna ruin Minecraft with your mods. I'm like, God dang it, Narfi. I haven't even seen that many of his videos, but I've seen enough to where I hear this song now and just think of Minecraft mods. Like, that's great. The dead generation that came before boomers is the one that the Smurfs crossovers for. Honestly, though. Yeah, I don't know why they went with Smurfs. Like, I've never once heard anybody say, you know, it'd be a banger Sonic crossover? Smurfs. Like, I've just never heard it before. And the fact that they were like, yeah, he's gonna make us some money. He's gonna make us the small blue character with the blue blur. The money, I can just smell it. No. Wrong blue characters, guys. You wanted to add a character that would make money in Sonic Rumble? Mega Man. You add Mega Man to Sonic Rumble, I guarantee you that you will be printing money. You add Pac-Man to Sonic Rumble, printing money. You add Smurfs to Sonic Rumble, everybody's gonna say, why are you adding Smurfs? It's just weird because it's not like crossover. It's interesting crossovers. Don't get me wrong. But they're crossovers that I have never seen anybody say, yo, that would be legendary if we got that. Now, granted, the only one that I've seen people say, I wish I didn't miss out on this, was the Godzilla crossover. I personally don't care about Godzilla as a franchise, but at least that one I could recognize. I'm like, hey, there was something there. How about Yoshi? You love seeing him homing attack? Yo, that would be fire. Listen, I would love to see the Mario characters in this game. But I hate to say, it's never gonna happen. Especially because Sonic Rumble isn't on Nintendo. They'd only allow it if it would only be a Nintendo specific thing. Which is just so... Like, I understand, but it's silly. I mean, with nothing with respect for Rumble, but I don't blame the companies for nothing bothering crossing over with Rumble. It's not even close to thriving. I think that the biggest fumble that they made was they started out from the gate not giving enough red rings and making the prices way too high. And when people said that for feedback, they dropped it, but they still didn't drop it enough. Had it been the prices they are now, and they dropped it, I think we'd be in a different ballpark. But I don't think this is one of those games where a lot of people are going to be able to justify paying that much for skins. Like, if we're talking about, like, hey, you're paying, like, $5 for skins, or you're paying, like, for a battle pass that's not too bad, then you're talking. But Fall Guys could get away with that because you can mix and match the costumes. And because there's more than just Sonic stuff. There's so many other crossovers that you can do. It's been around enough to where there are so many different stages. They've got a custom builder, all that good stuff. Sonic Rumble doesn't have that luxury yet. So you cannot easily justify saying, hey, pay $20 to $40 for the skin because it's cool. Yeah, it's cool, but not everybody's gonna really play that skin, you know? Also, absolutely, Sadisco, which, is there a specific character you have in mind, or do you want to see the characters that I have? Tails? Nice, nice, good choice. I feel like I've got a decent pick for Tails. I'll have to show you all the Tails skins. But I feel like I have a decent amount. Do you have Symphony Tails? I do. They gave him out for the community event. So everybody should have Symphony Tails, I believe. But yeah, I can absolutely play as Symphony Tails. I haven't played him yet, so. Oh my gosh. The inside of my ear is itching right now, and I've never had that before. And it feels awful. It's like just like the crease of my ear, and it's driving me insane. What the heck? Ow. Wow. Wow, that's rude. Okay, there we go. I just had to itch that tiny little amount, and then we were fine. Rumble does lack the thrill that Fall Guys had. I can't fully put my my thoughts into words, but you actually fought for your qualification in the game, which comeback mechanics in Rumble. Yeah, I think the biggest fault that Rumble does is they have the extreme gear thing, and they do it way too much. They do it way too early, and they have it for way too many sections. Oh. Oh, I'm that close. Oh, don't tell me I'm that close, dude. Don't tell me. Yeah, Tikal's in here. Yeah, Tikal was added with Chaos. Yeah, here's all the Tails ones that I have. And here is good old Symphony Tails. We're just gonna level him up really quick. There we go. Yeah, but let's see. How far am I away from Shadow? Less than 100. I know. Listen. I am going to get. I said it again. God dang it. I am gonna get him. I am gonna get him. But I am so goddamn close. If I didn't have to spend the money or the shards to getting Gothamy. I'm so close. So freaking close, dude. Okay. But how many am I away on this? Not too far. Yeah, but that's 15. I've got. See, it says 3 days. But realistically, I've got a day. I've got a day. So, yeah, that's, and I have 11 minutes for that. The breakable barriers and robots or balls that you need to push in order to continue are not great, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see for that. Oh yeah, you're talking about the mechanics. Yeah. There are a lot of those like slow down or comeback mechanics that just like feel kind of sluggish. I do like it in the Alice in Wonderland stage though, just because like it's kind of cool to see that like massive like bouncy ball that everybody has to push. But the Team Sky Sanctuary, that one is so annoying to deal with it because it's like the entire map is just pushing the ball. And it's like it's just annoying. Ooh, Starlight Carnival Run 2. Let's go. Turns off players looking for thrill or high skill ceiling. Yeah, that's true. I've always just really liked multiplayer Sonic. So for me, like I just kind of like look past a lot of that stuff. But to me, I'm also the type of person who played like hours of Sonic Dash trying to get the characters because they were so cool to play as. It is super chill and cozy. That like it's I don't think that's what they necessarily 100% were expecting it to feel like. But I really like that. I love the fact that Rumble has that nice chill vibe where I'm like, I don't have to really think all that much. I can just go for it. I can still have a good time. I don't know why it did that. It's very strange. But yeah, I feel like Rumble is one of those games for me where a lot of people aren't necessarily going to enjoy it, but I can enjoy it more than most people. But I wish it was a game that more people were able to get into. It's so cute and so charming. Yeah, but we are gonna get some news tomorrow. At least some preview news. We're gonna be getting Styx the Badger. Which, again, I don't exactly know why we're doing Styx the Badger before we're doing a Mega. But, at the same time, it's still really cool to have a game where you can play as both Styx and Marine at the same time. Because you could not play either one of those characters in the same game before. Imagine voice acting in Rumble. I mean, for how much you have to pay for skins... wouldn't be too bad. But at the same time, I feel like it would have to be voice acting for just the character you're playing as, because if you had like 32 voices going off at the same time, that would just be the easiest way to get a migraine. It wouldn't be called Sonic Rumble anymore. It'd just be Sonic Migraine Simulator. There's gonna be 2 here. No, there's not. Okay. I lied. Mostly to myself. Sonic Ramble. LMAO. Sonic Rush! Out of the game because there's too many voices! Ah! I feel like that's a sound effect that, that Johnny has in the Sonic Rush games, too. Me totally spamming, it's no use! Oh, yeah, if they had something like that, if they added, like, emote sounds, you'd hear that so often. You just hear, it's no use! Like, constantly. Sonic Everything Rumble, you look for it, it's got it. Yeah, I mean, it really does, except Omega for some reason. But I really am just waiting for, like, what's the next, like, big crossover that they're doing. What's gonna be the next thing that I'm like, this is weird. Because that's kind of what I like about Sonic Rumble 2, is that I get to just go to people that don't play a lot of Sonic or don't know about Sonic Rumble and just be like, oh yeah, this is the crossover that they're doing right now. And they're just like, what the frick? That's who Sonic is crossing over with? And I'm like, yeah. It's weird, and I love it. Yeah, but honestly, I think once this mode is out of rotation, I probably should go to bed. Because as much as I would love to just do like a really long stream tonight, I do have to work tomorrow. You love my passion for Rumble? Listen, I love Rumble. I genuinely do. I wouldn't... Would I put it in my top 5 favorite Sonic games? See, my initial thought is no, but also I've actively played at least 300 hours of this game. To say that it's not one of my favorite Sonic games would be really weird for how much I have played this game. But no, I do genuinely love this game. It does have a lot of flaws to it, and I will always acknowledge those flaws. And I will always be sad by some of those flaws too. But how many games can you say I was able to play as Chaos, Mimi, Percival, Gemerald, Lanolin, Whisper, frickin' Dodonpa, Marine, Tikal, Infinite? When is the last time you've ever been able to play as Infinite? Oh yeah, that's right. Never. Never. This is somehow the only time you've ever been able to play as Infinite. Which is weird to me because you would think that he would have been on Team Eggman for Team Sonic Racing, but nope, you had to put Zavok in. Just saying. There were 15 characters in Team Sonic Racing, but that's who we're gonna put in. We're gonna shove Vector in with Blaze and Silver, and we're gonna shove Zavok into Team Eggman, even though Zavok and Eggman hate each other. It was before Sage. Like, now Sage being in there makes so much more sense, but it's like... Zavok is the most forced character in Sonic. I'm telling you, he's... He's one of those characters where they wanted him to be the next Eggman, and it's like, that's not gonna happen. Yo, thank you, John Gon, for the follow. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day today. Also, welcome to the party. The most held back, I mean? Nah, dude. I said what I said, and I meant it. No, the most held back character is arguably Infinite. You look at this design, and then you look at the story they gave this man, and you're gonna tell me that he's not the most held back Sonic character? Listen, that title used to go to Silver, and then look at this. They somehow made this design and didn't cook with it. Sorry, but Zavok is just, if Bowser had no money and shopped at Hot Topic. No shade to people who shop at Hot Topic, because I also shop at Hot Topic. But, like... No. Sorry, Zavok? Nope. With Silver's current voice, I'm good with him not being in Spotlight. What do you mean? He sounds like Kirito. He sounds like Kirito, though. You don't like his current voice direction? I felt that way with Shadow for the longest time. I feel like they finally found, like, a decent direction for the voice actor, though. But, like, Shadow, when he had his voice in, like, Sonic Generations, I was like, oh. Oh, no. I mean, like, the original Shadow Generations. I was like... Yeah, I mean, personally, I like the original Silver voice actor the best. I think a lot of the original voices for some of these characters were just some of the best, though. Like Shadow's original voice, so good. Though at the same time, Tails' current voice I think is perfect for Tails. I think Colleen does a fantastic job as Tails, and there's a very good reason why Colleen is also voicing Tails in the movies. Because she does a phenomenal job with it. Law. Welcome back, Hush. Welcome back. That's the funniest part, though. They say, like, oh, Zavok from the Deadly Six in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, but then they only give him Zaz. It's just so... It's so silly. I will give you that. Zavok does have a good voice actor. But I mean, listen, if you give a good voice to a potato, does that make the potato a good character? Philosophical questions for you. So if that voice actor was voicing a potato, it was just a incredibly generic potato, did absolutely nothing to establish itself, but it had a good voice actor, you'd be like, that's my potato. That's my potato. Weight exists? Okay, but you can have a nothing burger character, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad character. See, Wade is there for comic relief. He's good to be there. What does Zavok do? What does Zavok do that Mephiles or Infinite can't do? And I don't mean like controlling robots. I mean, like, in a like story in a story. What is there actively in a role that Zavok could do? Like, there are so many villains with so much better aura in Sonic. Biggest example. Big the Cat. No, I'm kidding. Mephiles. Like, the fact that Mephiles, it took so long for him to return, but they tried to push Zavok of all characters? Nah, if Sonic 06 wasn't a train wreck, Mephiles would have been the character that they would have pushed hard. There's no way it would have been taken that long for Mephiles to come back. Yeah, see, that's the thing. They didn't do anything interesting with the Deadly Six for having them have, like, an entire thing that's like, oh, there's supposed to be the six deadlies, or the seven deadly sins. And you know what? If you're gonna do that, commit to the bit. Where's Lust? Where's the Sonic version of Lust in the Deadly Six? Or are you like, oh, we don't need that. We already have Rouge. Like, if you're gonna do Sedley Devon's Deadly Sins, Wait, what are the I'm trying to remember, what are the 7 deadly sins? Because there's greed. There's gluttony. I thought there was vanity. Is vanity not one? Because I thought that Xena was vanity. See, I don't think she's necessarily trying to get into Sonic's non-existent pants. I always saw Xena as the archetype of she's the girl one. She's supposed to be like the one that's like super vain. But I don't know enough about the deadly sins to really be like, oh yeah, that's the one that's fit. But like, yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't fully remember. But I know that it's like, I know gluttony's there because Zoe Mom is gluttony. I'm pretty sure Rage is one, which Zaz is probably something like that. Okay, thank you, Ayven. So it's gluttony, greed, envy, wrath, lust, sloth, and pride. So yeah, like Zavok could be like wrath. He could also be pride. But see, who's greed though? Zavok is pride? Like, because I know Sloth is the one that's depressed. Oh yeah, Zaz would be wrath. Yeah, that makes sense. So which one did they not do? See, you're gonna help me remember all the names. Yeah, because Zor's the depressed one. That's why I don't remember his name, because it's such a bad name. Is Zor? Who has a child and is like, yeah, I'm gonna name them Zor. I'm gonna name them Zomom. Like, yeah, compared to Zaz and Zavok, yeah, of course with those names, you're going to be like, oh yeah, they have aura. Compared to other Sonic characters, though, it's like, no, like... Dude, I swear. But, like, see, I feel like Xena is more so envy. I would say Xena's envy. No, Master Zik. Master Zik is lost, though. Because she's green? No, because she, like... I don't know. Well, she doesn't really feel like she fits Lust, though. I feel like that's the only other one that she kind of fit. Honestly, though, I don't feel like the analogy works that well for Xena. Xena falls into the problem of the writers just made her the girl one. They made her the one that's like, oh my god, my nails, they're not dry yet. You broke a nail. Oh my god, call me. They literally just made her personality a teenage girl. Not a deadly sin. Call me wrong, but see, it just doesn't like it kind of works, but it doesn't entirely. Like, the analogy only works for some of them, and the fact that there's 6 instead of 7 of them. I know, she said the meme. Woo. Xena's what, 2 40-plus-year-old men thought teenage girls are like? Exactly. Exactly. And it's like, that doesn't really fit any of the deadly sins to me. It just fits the whole thing of like, oh shoot, we needed a girl. Make her green, put a horn on her, and make her upset about her nails breaking, and put her in the snow world. There we go! Alright, cool! We got an entire demographic. Now women are gonna want to play the game, because there's a woman in it. It's like, guys, that's not how that works. That's not... But sometimes, like, you can tell if something is made because they genuinely want to make the character or because it fits a quota. Xena is a quota-fitting character. Xena exists because they needed a female inside of that group. And I hate to say that. I hate to be the person that says something like that. But that is actively the truth. They're like, oh, okay, we can cross that checklist off. Now we can do the other characters. But other than Zavok, they only ever care about Zaz. Lol. Alright, Nas, have a good night. Loki, I do need to actually go to bed soon too. Probably after this round. It's 5:11 a.m. for you? Oh my goodness. And you're still having coherent thoughts about Sonic? That's actually wild. Well, thank you for staying on the stream so long. I normally don't stream this late either. But yeah, like you had said about like going to bed, so I was kind of surprised. They're going to dream about Sonic. For real though. Aren't we all though? Don't we all dream about Sonic? Yo, thank you, Ayven. I do actually need to hydrate. The problem is there was like hair in the one thing of water that I tried to drink. It was like my water that I brought up, and I was like, oh. Yeah, but after this round, I was gonna end the stream, but I swear I will hydrate. Because I do actually need to. My throat is actually killing me, but... Yeah, I need to also, like, bring my cups downstairs. I have, like, 9 cups up here. Oh, I'm sorry. I have, like, 8 cups up here. No, that's less. I'm going to say 10, because I saw an extra cup. Listen, don't make me count at 11 p.m. Valid, valid. Oh no! Oh, don't call me Miss Genbach. The heck is that? Don't worry, I won't ever call you that again. Good. Yeah, nah. I do not like Zavok. If you had a poster for bad characters, Zavok would be on it. How not to write a character, Zavok is on there. This is actually what happens when you look up how not to write a character on Google. Just Zavok shows up. The fact that Nintendo didn't call out Sega for Zavok basically just being a Bowser clone, though. Yo, hi Angel, hiya hiya. How you doing tonight? Yo, third, nice, nice. Yeah, I would pretty much not talk about about Zavok at all. But yeah. Alright, everybody. Thank you for joining the stream. Unfortunately, I do have to work tomorrow. Otherwise, I would just take a break. Get some water and all of that good stuff. But we had quite a great stream tonight. And, you know, almost went for 4 hours. So that is awesome. For the people on Twitch, don't go anywhere because I will be trying to find somebody to raid. But thank you to everybody. If you're new here, make sure to drop a follow, completely free, and you can see my chaotic nature at any time. You know, who knows when I stream half the time. So, but yeah, thank you everybody, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.